Hello there, this is James and you're watching Tixee Live. And a very good afternoon to all of you, and all of you a very happy Friday. In today's program, I want to discuss the deepening crisis happening in the UK and the latest developments with that crisis. And really sort of discuss what could happen next. But before we get into all of that, and plus I have a very special announcement to make at the end of this video, so please stick around for that. But anyway, before we get into all of that, don't forget these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should be taken as financial advice. So I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence. And of course, there are the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out of the way, let's get started. Anyway, so since I've been doing this show, there just appears to be crisis after crisis in the UK. There really is. Because I remember months ago, I was discussing the Bojo crisis and how that was gripping the market. And then obviously, the economic slowdown, the inflation rate, being, 40-year highs. Energy crisis in the UK, cost of living crisis, housing crisis beginning to unfold. But it's this, and then there's this mini budget, absolute fiasco. There's absolute disaster for sterling bulls and for bonds, where so bad because of this mini budget that obviously the market really, the bond market collapsed and the sterling fell to an all-time low against the US dollar. Absolute crisis on this. Anyway, latest developments is that Kwasi Kwarteng, who was the Chancellor, has been fired as Chancellor 3 weeks after he announced his mini budget. So basically, also means, I'll go more into this in a minute, the mini budget, forget about it, it's done. And the question I have to ask is Truss next? Is is Liz Truss has been in the top job for 38 days or so, maybe less than that. Is she next? I saw the press conference. She did. I saw the press conference, and she has lost all credibility. She's being pushed and pushed. All the journalists who was asking her questions about obviously the decision to let Kwasi go, so to speak, if he's gone, shouldn't you go as well? Because this was your proposal, this was your idea too. So absolute, and I think her old government has lost all credibility, which is really dampening the markets. The sterling is all over the place with this. The bond market, which we're going to have to, or the gilt market, we have to see how Monday happens with Monday, because that's when the Bank of England ends its package today. So how will Monday react? So she has no credibility. But anyway, she's done a complete U-turn already as well. In her speech, she U-turned on cutting corporation tax. Say she's going to keep corporation tax from the previous government, because obviously that would make in around about 18 million for the UK for spending. She's also done a U-turn. She did say she's not going to cut spending. Guess what? She's done a U-turn. She says she's going to not start cutting spending, because that was the big worry. Where is the money going to come from? And how are we going to keep spending the money? So this sort of thing. She's U-turned on cutting spending. Jeremy Hunt now, who is being appointed as the new Chancellor. Now, he obviously has many, many years of experience. He's been in government and in politics for a long time. The problem I see happening, when the leadership contest was underway, he was backing Liz Truss' rival contender. So there's going to be a lot of friction there. So anyway, he's been put in a position to announce a new proposal, by the end of the month, a new fiscal proposal and like a new version of a budget by the end of the month to help the UK. But it's an absolute shambles. It really, really, really is at the moment. But anyway, let's have a quick look at the sterling and see how it's acted. Now, like I say, obviously yesterday we had the rumors bound that they were going to do the U-turn on the mini budget. It was going to be, they were throw it out, and the market did indeed rise on the back of that. The sterling got a boost because on the back of that. However, once it's now been pretty much confirmed that there's a U-turn across the board and Kwarteng has been fired, it's more of a case of buy the rumor, sell the fact. I did mention this was one thing I was concerned about this morning. And as well as that, it's not just buy the rumor, sell the fact. I think because there is so much turmoil, so much uncertainty with what is going on in the UK politics at the moment, this is adding pressure to the sterling too. I had a question asked this morning. When this put under, the lack of credibility, when this put pressure on the sterling? And I said, yeah, like I say, if they do a U-turn, they might see some short-term boost in it. But overall, yes, this is most likely going to damage the sterling, which currently it has. Hey to you too. So yeah, so this is the thing. So yeah, absolute shambles. So really, getting the same key level really is 1.11360 for potential resistance, and buying just around about 1.09330 as a potential support. But either way, like I say, and whatever happens on Monday is going to be a big thing. Right, what else I want to talk about? Yes, this beginning of the doom and gloom for earnings. Don't forget, we have the earnings market. How can one person come to power in such space of time? Announcement, because it's what the market always feared. They feared that she would do her trust economics, which is like Reagan economics of the 80s. And we live in a different world. And at the moment, in the time we're living in at the moment, it's not the time to do something like that. And that's how much damage. In many ways, the markets have bounced back, and they fought back and they've won. In other words, the market said, I'm sorry, you can't do that. This is not the way to do it. And the markets fought back and they beat her. Or beat them, shall I say. Joe, like I say, is this the beginning of the gloom and dooms market? We have some key earning reports due today. And it's the earning season is in full swing. It's in full swing. And don't forget, like I say, this is the beginning, and this could cause a lot of volatility for the market. Morgan Stanley, their profits has fallen 29%. 29%. That's not good, obviously. Profits was announced at 2.63 billion, not 263 billion. It's a mistype. So 2.63 billion from 3.61 billion a year ago. So it's a big drop off over the year. Revenue was also announced lower than anticipated. Revenue was at 30 billion versus 30.23 billion anticipated. However, we've had several other central banks today. 3 other central banks did their earnings, and they favored a lot better. They all beat JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Citibank. All beat their estimates. So they did slightly better. But anyway, before we go on to discussing this week, let's have a quick look to see some other things in the market as well as the sterling. Obviously, the euro. Again, this is on a daily. Again, it had a bit of a boost yesterday from that relief rally we had. Like I said, on the equity market, currently trading 0.9732. Dollar yen. Look at this. New 34-year high. Currently trading right now. 148.34. 138.34. When will the BOJ intervene? When will it intervene? That's just a matter of time. Gold, again, still way under that key resistance of 1,667. Still got dollar strength against it. $1,648.76 currently trading. Bitcoin, still range bound. Stop between those 2 key levels. 20,355 and key support potential at 18,438. Currently trading now at $19,390. S&P 500. Okay, it's almost halfway for wiping out all the gains it got yesterday. Don't forget, yesterday, that quick turnaround, it turned around. It actually closed 2.6% higher. It's currently still under pressure now, though. So that happy feeling is suddenly vanished. Remember I mentioned that the feeling might be short-term, this bit of risk appetite. Currently trading at 3,621 points. That key level, though, again, is that 50% retracement, which is around 3,505. That was the level it touched, and when the market jumped in. So I'll be keeping a very close eye on that in the coming days. So yeah, that's where the market is. But what a week, ladies and gents, we've had. What a week. We had confusion. First of all, with Bank of England. They said they were going to, confirm they weren't going to end their purchasing program and their bond purchasing program. Then they said, there's a report in Financial Times that said they would. Totally confused. Mo got really confused. Then we had the IMF warning us all things are going to get a lot worse. Then we had the Fed FOMC minutes. The Fed confirmed that they aren't holding back. As they say, the risk of doing too little outweighs the risk of doing too much, meaning they're dead set on, in doing their current interest rate hike cycle. Then we had, obviously, CPI, US CPI come in, still hotter than anticipated. 8.2% versus 8.1% expected. That's the headline rate. And 6.6% core year on year. And that's a 40-year high. Then we had rumors, obviously, of U-turn by the government with the mini budget. And, of course, Kwasi got fired today. So what a week it has been. And guess what? We got some key events coming up. We got UK CPI, UK retail sales. This is next week, of course. Next week, Canadian CPI, US initial claims, and more importantly, more earnings reports next week, okay? Including the likes of Netflix, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and Tesla. So potentially next week is going to be extremely busy. So I hope you can join me for most of that. The European session now currently stands. The FTSE currently got the boost because of obviously what's happening today in politics. 0.8% in the green. DAX is up slightly higher as well in the green, 1.35%. And Eurostoxx 50 currently trading in the green at 1.25%. Now, I do have a bit of a special announcement to make. And this is to all of you out there. I just want to say an absolute massive thank you, a big thank you for supporting this little channel, supporting my little programs. Because, since the day we started, we were very small, growing little channel, very small. But I'm pleased to say this week, we have actually surpassed 1,000 subscribers. We're currently have now 1,100 subscribers. So a massive thank you for everybody. This is just the beginning. We're going to be doing a lot more TV. It's not TV, it's YouTube and Facebook. We're going to be doing a lot more shows in the future, a lot more different things, educational as well. News and whole new shows are coming. Okay, so this channel is going to really grow for educational purposes, for you to have the right information to help you. So anyway, a big thank you for supporting us this far. I really appreciate it. And there's something else I need to say. I've done 250 broadcasts. And I have been relentless. I've always been there no matter what. Now, surprisingly, I'm going to take a little holiday. I'm going to take a little break where I won't be doing any live broadcasts. And that'll be Monday and Tuesday. Only Monday and Tuesday, a little break. However, me being me, if something big happens in the market, I, of course, will be going live no matter where I am. However, if there is not, then you won't see me again till Wednesday. So I'll be back online on Wednesday. So yeah, just a little tiny break, just to recharge my batteries, just to have a bit of a breather. So anyway, guys, again, and ladies, of course, big thank you for everything you've done and all the support. I really appreciate it. We couldn't have done it without you. And I just hope we keep moving and growing together. So anyway, I'll see you on Wednesday. For now, every single one of you, have a fantastic weekend. I really hope you have a great weekend. And I'll see you on Wednesday. And everybody be safe, of course, and all that. Anyway, as I always say, till next time, if you are watching me on Facebook, by all means, give us a follow. If you're watching me on YouTube, by all means, subscribe if you like. Hit a notification button so you know next time I'm going live. If you enjoyed this little video and you liked it and you put up with me with top enthusiasm, then give me one of these. I see I've got a couple of likes already. It's nice to know that you like what I do. Anyway, till next time, which will be Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. UTC. Don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.